let's talk about Carry Me first, since we just did a reading of that, a developmental reading with our new acting company that we're working with, and talk about the idea for Carry Me and how you came up with that and how it relates to the suffragist movement.
Yeah, so for Carry Me, it started with an email from you that was I think it was a phone call or an email, I don't remember, but it was a shock where it was like, hey, could you write a quick little 10-minute about just anything about the Suffragist Project? And so I kind of went on this research trip and I discovered this wealthy Black family pre-Civil War living in Philadelphia, and that were both suffragists and abolitionist. And I had never heard of this family before. And I didn't know why I'd never heard of this family before. And so I really wanted to write. So I wrote a quick 10-minute where one of the characters from that family talks to another suffragist that we do know a little bit more about. And then I ended up changing to just focusing on that family. But what I really wanted to focus on with Carry Me is where's the line if it's pre-Civil War? Like, how do you choose? Am I going to fight to end slavery or am I going to fight for the vote? When you're a Black woman, like when you're both? And how do you work with white women who are saying, no, the most important thing is the vote, because if we get the vote, then we can vote against slavery. And so it kind of like forces you to be in the middle, and just how do we talk to each other across race? How do we talk to each other across gender? And that's kind of what drives the play Carry Me, I think, of just, it's a mixed cast. It's 2 white women and 2 Black women, 2 and 2. And I really wanted to explore the conversations that we have, because we're all women and we're all fighting for equality, but how is it different along racial lines as well?
Well, there's something fascinating about your writing, and I think this is a goal of yours with Carry Me, is that you create a historical context, and we live in that world, we paint that picture, and then we have these characters who kind of carry us through their era all the way to today. Mm-hmm. They're relatable. We don't, we don't sense that they're stuck in a time frame. We sense that their voices are going to carry across the history all the way to today. And either a lot has changed or it hasn't changed. But how those challenges that those women went through is very evident in that piece. So I'm excited to see it up on its feet when we're allowed to be in a room together, and we feel like we can really dig into the action of that play and the emotional ride, because it really is very poignant that way.
Thank you.
So let's jump over now to As You Are. So talk about that in relation to the Playwrights Project, which is your next commission.
Yes, so that I know was an email. I got an email from you kind of on the perfect day. I'd gotten some rough news at work. And I got an email from you that said, hey, we want playwrights to dream as big as they can. And that felt really incredible in a time where playwrights were kind of told, think smaller, think basic. So to get an email that said, think as big as you can, was really exciting for me. And I kind of thought of like, what's an idea that I've had for years, but I've always been too afraid to try to do. And I love the play As You Like It. I've always loved the play As You Like It. And I've always wanted to adapt it. And so I sent that. And then I was like, there's no way they're going to go for this. This is nonsense. Like, this is not a good idea. And then when you accepted, I like literally screamed. I was so happy. Because it's something I've always wanted to try to do, but I didn't think anyone would go for it, especially because of the approach that I'm taking with the play. And it's been really fun to write it. I've been joking that I think it's a musical on accident. There's a lot of music in it, which I knew it was going to be a play with music, but there's a lot of music in it. And it's been really fun to challenge myself in a way that I didn't feel like I had permission to do before.
I have another question for you. Will the current COVID-19 crisis play a role in your playwriting?
Will I write a play that's specifically and explicitly about the pandemic? I don't know. I don't know that I want to. What I like to say is that artists do write about trauma and pain, but they only write about it once they're on the other side of it. Once they've healed from it, that's when they can process and write about it in the right way. and I'm still living in it. It's still affecting me. I feel like every day there's something new that no one expects to happen. Like, who saw murder hornets coming? So for actual writing, the answer is I don't know. I think I will be able to answer that in 2021, hopefully. For how it's affected me as a playwright, immensely.